Good evening, everyone. System Chalk here with the 27th episode of the Dancer Legacy DLC for, 27th episode where we're playing the Dancer Legacy DLC for Cultist Simulator. One thing I had forgotten to mention in the previous two videos this week, and I'm sure most of you have noticed this by now, but there is another teaser for the Book of Hours out. So for those of you that don't know about the Book of Hours, it is the follow-up game to Cultist Simulator. It takes place in the same world, which is now known as the Secret Histories, and it was originally going to get a Kickstarter, but I believe is now being financed directly through Cultist Simulator. It does not yet have a release date. There's a couple of, I think there have been kind of a couple of suggested dates kicking around, but it's probably better just to listen to what Weather Factory directly has to say about it. But if you are interested, there is a teaser out, and of course the Weather Factory, the blog, the website will have a few more details on it. But it is available to wishlist on Steam now. So I have had a little bit of a break between the previous episode and the current one. So we had a painting that we were doing. I can't remember if this restlessness. I believe I'm going to need to get rid of this restlessness through other means. We are currently reading Wainscot's Histories. I believe I was going to read that text again. We are already healing, which is good. We're dealing with our reputation. We'll probably... I think that's one of the reasons why I decided I was going to do that painting, because it's not that long before these expire, and then we were trying to get on the Hebe Stanton, but we were definitely struggling with it. I think we're in better shape now, so... let's start with the Wainscot Histories. The Wainscot Histories, subtitled Stories from Behind the Walls, a miscellany of non-traditional histories compiled by William Gore, including battles not generally acknowledged and countries which appear on no map, told in a playful, apparently fictional manner. Gore does not mention the Mansis directly, but constant coy metaphorical references to ascending the staircase of years and the doors of sleep and to the blue light of dawn suggest he had commerce with the unseen world. And I just want to take a second and see if there was anything else I wanted to do. I know because we've got the Season of Ambitions coming up, I'm probably going to have to deal with second restlessness, so it might be I'm waiting to see if I can get a contentment off of this painting to use in the dream slot. Get rid of that first dread. Second dread gets lost by dancing, but we'll see. I have enough flexibility right now that I should be able to pull it off without having any too negative side effects. All that I am is here. Right, against the Watchers, a powerful deception. Look closer, closer still, closer. Keep looking, closer. Now close your eyes. The sick room grows close and stale. Time to get up. I made something unique, something extraordinary, something I will never dare exhibit publicly. Okay, so Course of the Heart's nice. Of course, we don't need it now, but there we have it. I could risk another painting. I think at 50 seconds I might even be able to get away with it, but the fact that I'm saying might kind of tells me I shouldn't tempt fate. Like I said, I have other ways of dealing with the restlessness. So, there's a contentment. That's how we deal with the restlessness. A nice stack of glimmering. Pulsing airs. We can use that for summoning if we're so inclined. And the Sister and Witch. She's been a pair of funeral birds, but here she is, as she would wish to be... as she would wish to drown. So the next one will be a lantern painting, which will probably mean that I have to deal with some fascination at some point. But for now, the stage awaits, hot and clean and bare and bright. If I move the moves and step the steps and do what is required, they'll pay me. I remember I was different before. They're more cunning and more numerous than we'd expected. This will end in blood for us. Okay, so if we lose a heart follower that's not too bad. If it's a moth follower, it's inconvenient, but we can get by on a second attempt. It was common in the time to speak of the division of the sun, by which contemporaries understood the eruption of barbarian forces and of their uncouth gods. So I got a furtive truth for that. And now we don't really have anything else to work with. The Hebe Stanton's really been trouble for us. But in this case here, we'll read the Journal of Alessandro Lacrosse. Prince Alessandro Lacrosse spent years in secret study of the tables taken from the Fucine marshes in central Italy. His work will allow you to decipher Fucine texts. It has something in common with Latin and something else in common with the scratchings of maddened rats. My own heart pumps more strongly today. So if I can paint with the pulsing airs, so much the better. And it is Porter who's gone, so let's make sure we add Yzbet. Expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I can send another follower. No one understands us, or else they understand us too well. Okay, so let's, I'm going to wait the 0.2 seconds and get Porter healed up. Compassion or convenience? And I suspect I'm just going to have to throw an extra health in here, but yeah. I'm a listen package of flesh and blood tonight, they'll notice that. I felt all their eyes upon me. Afterwards I received a gift from an admirer. Too gaudy for my tastes, but I can sell it in the second-hand market. So, it's nice, sorry, we've got the Course of the Heart. It's nice that we're getting all this vitality, but it's not the most important right now. I think I've messed up the order a little bit, but I'll live. Excuse me. Oh, right, so I think I was going to try and do a work with the heart. So let's add the Agavine right and edge. Yeah, actually, so maybe this is not a bad example here. So if I brought, actually, I think I would need to have a high intensity of winter for this, but for the sake of illustration, if we were to bring Violet in, summon of the voiceless dead. These are the dead who do not descend or ascend, but who remain in the mansis and dream of winter. The power of winter, along with a little of the heart's warmth, will draw them here. So the voiceless dead are actually pretty good for destroying evidence as well. I can't remember though if they leave winter aspect behind when they finish their work. So we'll add Rose. And we'll summon a percussicant. The percussicant, merciless and merry, heart will bring it, edge will constrain it. And we'll be ready for a painting soon. I'm no further along my path of change in the movements of the secret forums. I must find my lesson. And actually, it did occur to me that I'm probably going to mess up on the restlessness. I think we... Yeah, I think I didn't leave myself enough time. Alright, against the Watchers, a powerful deception. I'll add another funds here, just in case I need to go Grail. The sun still moves, the wind still walks. My journals are the labyrinth clue. And we are absolutely going to get caught. So all this effort on the notoriety was for naught. Oh well. Let's go back to the white door. Now I can pass through the... now I can approach the white door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the mansis. And Season of Vision's coming up, so dread is not as big of a problem as it would be in other circumstances. See, I completely ignored the weary detective here. In places it overlaps with languages I know. In other places, well, I can see why they call it the tongue of witches, but I can understand it well enough now. Okay, so again, because the Hebe Stanton's been causing us some trouble, we do have sort of free time as far as the study verb is concerned. I may want to consider upgrading the Furtive Truth, otherwise upgrading Moth, Lantern, Grail. There's a few options here. I think probably I'll start with... Actually, to be honest, I'm not sure what I want to start with. Maybe I'll just leave it. Yeah. Unless I can somehow generate contentment through study. Yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it be for now. The reason why I'm doing that is mostly I've got the glimmering here, but I'm going to need more before we move on. Their bewilderment is our opportunity. We'll pass in silent secrecy. So this is good. What we'll do now is add Neville and Enid, and we have all the items we need for we have everything we need for the rest of the expedition. The wound is healed, but this one came very close to death. Silence has touched them like snow. I can't remember if this is where I had Porter before, but it's his new place now. Okay, let's get Clovette. So obviously our hopes as far as our reputation is concerned have sort of changed, but it still doesn't hurt to get rid of the notoriety. So not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. If a hunter has found notoriety, they will try to use it to create or upgrade evidence. If they're meticulous, they'll always succeed. If they're erratic, they're more likely to fail, but they can occasionally create evidence without notoriety. Now, the Percussagon's actually going to wind up sort of decaying for a longer time than it needs to, just because I'm going to be adding my knock followers. But again, just a function of my planning. Shame on me, I guess. First the thump, the rattle and cry of the ceremonies it attends in the wood. Now here it is, shouldering its way through the world's skin, like a clawed and ruthless uncle or a headless flapping bear. I'm actually going to try something a little risky here. Actually, it's not as risky as I thought. In this case, I just know I'm going to generate notoriety. I am going to go for the lantern painting. Those who know will understand, as will the Suppression Bureau. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It will consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So again, I normally add the Percussagant at this point, but we are going to need both Neville and Enid right away, so I live with what I've got. Another restlessness. Oof. Well, the dread just suddenly became useful. I also don't know why I didn't get to read the text, possibly because it got picked up by the magnet. I could spend money on better paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. So the Refulgen goes in, and let's go back to the white door. Now I can approach the white door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the Mansis. And I'm safe for now. My adversary has not enough evidence to bring a case against me, and they found no new clues. Okay, well, that's a nice little, an unexpected little side effect. So the fascination's going to take care of itself through the dread. Paint, well, yeah, I guess I don't need to worry so much about the contentment anymore. I'm going to try and make sure that I get back to the Gaiety on time, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We are skilled in uncovering warded ways. We'll probably penetrate this warded door. And we will add Enid. Where'd you go? Or is Enid already part of? Nope. There you are. We bear a great power of opening. We'll almost certainly shatter this warded door. This will show to best advantage in utter darkness, like us all. Okay, so I got lucky in terms of the... Oh! I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah. Oh well, now I know for next time. I made something unique, something extraordinary, something I will never dare to exhibit publicly. So we gotta sweet talk the owner of the Gaiety to try and get back in. I just want to unpack everything in the right order when I... Okay, there we go. So contentment if I wanted to get rid of the dread, but that will already be dealt with through other means. Glimmering's not bad if I want to try and improve like if I want to try and level up a lore, but I think we'll be covered for the next little bit. An intensity of radiance. Now I don't exactly need this right now, but maybe I'll try and do a summoning through it. Notoriety, we were expecting that. And finally, the door in the eye. He came from the glory we cannot help but see. So it is kind of interesting when it comes to our... I mean, I don't think this is coincidental. I think this just reflects the locations I've been visiting. But of course, we have all of our excuse me, all of our paintings are actually they have the same aspect as something that we've already found in a vault. So for instance, we don't have an edge pigment yet, nor do we have an edge item. But again, because there are definitely locations, at least in my view, there are locations that are very much sort of edge locations or winter locations in the game. It's maybe not surprising that you'd find pigments alongside other tools. Okay. Again, the Hebe Stanton should be falling to us fairly quickly. Now, I have some time before my suspended contract really becomes a problem, so I've missed too many performances. If I plead convincingly enough, I might get my job back. The question is, do I maybe want to try and use this opportunity to do other things? And in this case, I do think the Sunset Rite is the done thing. So, Lantern is the principle of the secret place, sometimes called the House of the Sun. And of the light above it. If I add knock, I might be able to attempt a summoning. If I add edge, I can try to conquer my passion with reason. If I add winter, I can attempt a foolish, beautiful magic. Well, obviously we can. Last time I tried to throw away and influence you with this, something rather bad happened, so I'm never doing that again. And I think if we do an edge, it's a hint. I can't remember the other one, though. Oh, that's right. This is if I wanted... something, yeah. It's a little bit above what I can currently summon. But yeah, let's try and go for the hint. Rose, you're usually good at this. A hint was once a living mortal and then a dead one, and now it's something else. Their summoning requires Lantern for the light which drew them to the Mantis, and the edge for the striving they've endured in mirrors. Okay, another Season of Visions coming up, so probably actually not a necessarily... Or, hang on, it'll probably go away before I need to worry about it. Last night I visited the lodge of the Sage Knight. My hostess manifested as an elegant woman with fashionably short hair and dark glasses. No, she admits, I don't need them any more than I need eyes. Allow me my sentimentalities. But you've come here for knowledge, I expect. Here's a story I heard in my Carisham days. You're welcome to it, only remember me if you come to make the pilgrimage. So Forgotten Chronicles are rather helpful for us because we're a little short right now. Now that's partly because I want to take advantage of all my summons and we'll be rolling through the Shires first. But it's always nice just to kind of have a game plan in mind in terms of when I'm going to fill in the blanks. So getting those extra Forgotten Chronicles can be helpful. And then of course any surplus can be used for upgrading it. Okay, back to the white door again. We're short on options. Now I can approach the white door through the bounds. Now I can press my fingers to it, feel its chill, watch it swing open. As it opens, my mouth closes, tightens, heals over like a lost deformity. Around and about me is the cobalt light of the Mantis. And no one understands us, or else they understand us too well. You know what? This is not ideal, but I'm going to turn in the commission with Madame Bichet. It gives us a mystique, which is something I'm kind of trying to avoid, but... Hello, do you have something for me? The commission? I thought I did. Oh, sorry, this is probably Dr. Adem's. I have what the doctor requested. I've received the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So this was the side effect I was hoping to avoid, the extra mystique, because that just makes life a little more difficult for me to sort everything when it comes time to use the heart follower. But I'm actually probably also going to do a big reputation painting, which is really going to mess with my my ability to get things done. So there you have it. Do I want to do anything with the talk verb right now? Obviously, I can't get another commission from Dr. Adem yet, so let's just send Clovette out on another charm offensive. Not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. And all doors must open as all lives must end. This door has found its end here today. Okay, we'll add the percussagant. This is, again, most of this percussagant's life has been waiting to get in the expedition. But I'll preserve it for as long as I can. The hinter do not indulge themselves with showy entrances. A living gaze will shatter them. I know it's here, and that's enough for now. So I'll also add that. So this hasn't really avoided the, the side effect of having Lantern Lord. The difference is that I'm going to have a fleeting reminiscence to get rid of it right away. So we've got 233 seconds before we lose the position at the Gaiety. So I'm going to... Now this is kind of counterproductive because of the reputation. But... I mean, it's what I got, right? Could try a mood piece. I don't know if there's really any advantage to extending this, though. It's actually probably better to just let that become fascination. So let's go for a portrait. Rainier is always popular. Something to remember them by, perhaps. I'm no further along. Oh, right. This is why I wanted to do the painting. Sorry, Rhaenyra. Maybe next time. This should have an impact. There are a few passengers on board. No wonder, if this cheerless icy isle was the ship's destination. But there's at least one passenger, someone who had protected their cabin door with more than physical locks. Okay... Last night, I dreamt of the blue silk pavilion overlooking the cloudy labyrinth of the Bounds. I listened to the mistress of this place speak of other visitors. The Suppression Bureau come here. Did you know that? I think they hope to recruit me as an ally, she snorts derisively, after what they tried to do to Christopher. But their folly is your fortune. I will tell you something that may help you if the Bureau ever troubles you. So again, I use this very rarely, but they're nice to have. And the expedition. There are few passengers on board. No wonder if this cheerless icy isle was the ship's destination. But there's at least one passenger, someone who had protected their cabin door with more than physical locks. They must have gone ashore. They might return at any moment. This is one time where we can spend money on the paints. I could spend money on better paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. The standards of Daylight Society cannot apply to us, but perhaps we won't emphasize that point. Perhaps we'll rely on charm and good humor. I have supplied elegant platitudes about the high principles of our organization. We empty the luggage, upend the books, and shake them, turn pictures to check the backs. We find clothes, tickets, maps, nothing out of the ordinary, although there is a curious translucent material like a sheet of snakeskin draped over a chair back. At last, when we slash the mattress to search its stuffing, we find a little collection of ivory scroll cases. So, Leonine Tantra, Ceaseless Tantra, the Incandescent Tantra, the Fire Circle Tantra, and good work, Percussigant. I'm gonna just stack everyone together, yeah. And then these were people from the previous session, so in this case, again, it's gonna mess up the order a bit, but that's what I got for now. Okay, so we're going to move straight on to Gladwin Lake. Now, it's very unlikely, I think in the case of Gladwin Lake, we're actually going to want to bring Nock followers in. But again, bringing the Percussigant and the Hint along is going to preserve them. So, Gladwin Lake. Beneath the stark slopes of the fells, the mist-wreathed service of the lake awaits. There was a twin altar here before the Romans came, a legend of a serpent who was sent to defile that altar. And a legend of a serpent who is sent to defile that altar. So with the edge, we probably are going to be able to take out the serpent, but I will add the Nock followers just to see if we can, you know, if we can use other means. Beneath the surface of the lake, or in some cliffside nook, perhaps some relics remain for us yet. And again, we're just going to get hit by the fascination here. I'm not that worried about it at the moment. So let's start by translating the text. So the Leonine Tantra, the most notorious translation is of the Leonine Tantra. Ashley Phillips is listed as the translator, but their existence is explicitly denied in the prologue. This confusion is characteristic of books which mention the great hooded princes. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. My recent work is celebrated. My name is known, and my work has done well. So we did get a staleness off of that. So there's a small argument to actually do a full intensity passion right afterwards. Does carry the risk of the fascination, but we don't need to worry about that right now. On the other hand, there is going to be a restlessness popping up. So maybe the better call here is to try and get our job back at the Gaiety. I need the job back. I'll tell them that I'll be different this time. Perhaps they'll understand. So the idea here is I'll get a dance out of the way while we wait for the restlessness to come up. And then following that, we'll paint away the restlessness with all of our passion. My own heart pumps more strongly today. At some point I do need to properly organize the board, but today is not that day. And at this point, it almost feels ridiculous to try and use Clovet to get rid of the reputation, but I am going to do it. I don't think it hurts to. I don't think it hurts to keep the verb occupied. We are, of course, going to use fleeting reminiscence with the fascination when the time comes. Right, our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I could add funds now, or I could send in other followers. So again, it's just the younger sister that's the challenge here. The mother of Ants was born among serpents. She has so very many younger sisters. It can be defeated in battle, or it will respond to the mother's power. So, Neville, you lead the charge. Time the sundial's shadow passes. I must have funds to live, or I will become ill. In last night's dream, I was in the lodge of the Sage Knight behind the white door. It's difficult to remember exactly how I came there, and the mistress of this place, the woman with the dark glasses, was nodding as if I had asked her a difficult question. Of course I hadn't. I lost my speech when I passed the white door. How is it that I can speak? She said to me. I didn't come through the white door. I'm not proud of what I did to come here, so let me tell you about something else. And that will be our final vision of the session tonight. What I will do though is I will queue up the fascination and fleeting reminiscence. I'll queue everything up for the next video just so I don't have to have as long of a prologue at the start. So I didn't beg, not quite. yeah, let me just figure this out. So, yes, we can do the contract at the Gaiety for dancing now. That'll get me a little extra health, or a little extra money. Stage awaits hot and clean and bare and bright. If I move the moves and step the steps and do what is required, they'll pay me. And then basically, immediately following, we'll be able to do an all-passion painting to get rid of the staleness. But with that in mind, I'm pretty happy with what we got through today. So we've got some extra text to work with. I think I'll do my usual routine of translating and then reading. It does mean that there's going to be more stuff added to the stack as we complete the different expeditions, but I mean it's all going to happen at one point or another. So, and of course it lets me modulate a little bit in terms of any side effects that come out. But if I wanted, I can use the Instar Silent in Karisham right away. But I don't know. I tend to like doing the expedition sort of left to right. I suspect I'll lose my summons once we start moving to the continent, so I may want to consider how I'm going to resummon those. But that's certainly a kind of a tomorrow me problem. But as always, thank you very much for watching. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel and you'd like to see some more videos, you can hit the subscribe button down below. Well, I'll still make the videos, but it's easier to find them if you're subscribed. And if you'd like a notification of the extra when the new videos come online, there is a little bell notification that you can click to get those notifications. And of course, for me, if you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like. And if you want to reach out, or if you'd like to double express your appreciation, feel free to leave a comment. I really like seeing them. I like being able to respond to all of you, and those things do help the videos get noticed. I'll be back tomorrow for what should be the final one this week. See you then.